So first and foremost, I'd like to welcome everybody to today's marketplace presentation on behalf of Tickblaze. My name is Sean Kozak. I'm the CEO here, and I'm also head of trading and system architecture. I spent a lot of time on the charts, and I also spent a lot of time with traders. And one thing that I do know is that it is definitely not for the faint of heart. A lot of traders go up and down and sideways before they ever find their bearings. And a lot of times it's because they're not trading the right strategy. And then the question becomes, well, what is the right strategy? Like, what do you mean by having a good system? Well, hopefully today, after what I share with you, the some of the concepts that I can explain and resonate will basically leave its course with you, meaning not everything that you see or hear is going to relate to you. Not everything that you look at is going to be meant to be traded. But there are some things out there that I truly believe that everyone in this industry should understand and learn because of what it's designed to do and just why it works so well. And I do believe that not all trading strategies are created equal. I do believe that there are certain evidence to, making sure that you understand not every trading system should be traded. And there are some strategies that you should also always look to implement, regardless of what you trade throughout the rest of the day. So today we're going to talk about a strategy that is very, very close to my heart. It is also it is also very profitable. And this is not just from me, this is just through statistics. Today we're going to be talking about an opening range trading system that in my experience is probably the most heavily traded strategy in our community. It's also one of the most heavily traded strategies in the entire industry. And the difference is how we trade it. The difference is what we've built as a statistical team to increase the odds of success. And there's good and bad ways to trade the opening range. And we're going to sit here and we're going to remove the aspects of this. We're going to remove the ways in which you could do some damage, right? Is everybody said there's an echo? James says there's an echo. Is the audio okay, guys? Can you guys someone report back? Is the audio fine? Sound is good? Okay,
Sound is
maybe
fine
James.
here. There's no echo, so it must be on your system.
Okay, thanks, guys. So we are recording this, and I will send a recording out with our team after. We are also going to go over some software that we've built for this trading system, and then hopefully at the end of the presentation, you'll be off to the races in a really good place. Okay. Now, if you have questions, put them in the chat box. Our team will help you as we go through the presentation. Now, because we are talking about trading, there is no guarantees of anything other than the fact that I can provide you with education and information. If you are placing risk capital in the markets, please do so at your own discretion. Please type a Y in the chat box so that I know that you can, you understand the risks, you accept them, and we're all here as professionals. Yes? Great. So I want to paint a picture for you because this really resonated with me as a business owner. I'm very busy. Like next to impossible, do I have the privilege of doing what everybody else does anymore? I mean, there was once a time in my life where I could literally just sit in front of the screens all day and just do whatever I wanted, right? But as an entrepreneur and as a business owner, I have responsibility. I have a life. I have people that are dependent on my time. I have investors. We have staff, right? I have just plain and simply have a business to run, right? But at the end of the day, as a trader myself and as someone that's also responsible for trading, I own a prop firm and we're also responsible for trading the prop firm capital as well. There are aspects of that I do require myself to be in front of the charts and I have to be there. And so what really resonated for me was the strategy in which the opening range presents. Imagine if you could literally just be done in the first 15 to 30 minutes every single day. If literally your entire edge was you get up, you don't need to worry about what's happening in the pre-market because it doesn't matter. You literally wait for the open. The software plots an opening range environment, and then we rely on the statistics of our system to tell us how to trade it. And then you can exploit an edge backed by alpha so that you have a high probability of success. You're not sitting there clicking all day. You're not sitting there worrying about which trend is happening. You're not sitting there worrying about if the market's in an oscillating range or if we get a big pullback or whatever. because the opening range has no bearing on that. The opening range is literally a fundamental trading system. That is what we're trading. We're trading the opening fundamentals of the market. And how many of you guys would love to be done trading in 30 minutes a day and have your life back? Like I want you to really sit there for a second. Like how many of you guys would love to just make a boatload of money in a very short period of time and then have the foresight and the discipline to just walk away and say I'm going to come back tomorrow and do it again? Realistically, how would your life look? What would you do with your day if you could give your entire life to that? Like you literally only had to dedicate an hour a day. You get up, you have a coffee, you sit down, you open up your charts. Trading only took about 15 to 20 minutes, and then you're done. That's a powerful narrative. Well, that's what this system is designed to do. And sometimes that'll challenge a trader because traders think they need to spend a lot of time behind the screens. Traders think that they need to spend a lot of energy into indicators and software and strategies. But I'm here to tell you that's not true. In fact, I know some of the most successful traders in the industry that they only trade a very short period of time every single day, and they have the discipline to just go live their life and walk away. And I hope that after today, that you will see the power in what we've built around the opening range, because there's a lot of nuances to trading the opening range that a lot of people don't understand. Anybody can draw a box around the first 5 minutes. I mean, you'll see a million YouTube videos that talk about the opening range. I think everybody and their dog is an opening range master trader. But we're not really concerned so much about the opening range box, which everybody can draw a box around the first 5 candles or the first 15 candles or all of that. That's not where the edge is. That's where the visuals are. The edge is in the statistics, and we're going to talk about that and we're going to explain, because how we trade the opening range is everything. Are we trading the breakout? Are we fading the reversal back into it? Right? You need to understand that if you don't know that, you're going to be caught off guard many times and you're going to get your ass wiped to the cleaners because you're not going to trade the opening range properly. And we're going to talk about this today because nobody's doing this. In fact, I've watched a lot of traders trade the opening range, and I've never yet seen anybody talk about the statistics of the opening range, and we're going to talk about this today. Okay, this is what puts us in a different level when people trade the opening range with us. Now, it's not a fantasy. Okay. So if your brain right now is saying, wow, yeah, but, or I could have, but, or you get these excuses that go on between the ears. I'm telling you that once you understand how to do this and you learn what we teach you, you literally can be done and make a lot of money in a very short period of time. And it's repeatable. Like you can trade once a day per market. What I like to do is I like to build a business plan, and I like to trade gold in the pre-market, okay? Because gold opens before the US Open. And then what I'll do is I will trade the NQ and I'll trade the ES. You can trade the Russell and the YM if you want. You could trade the Russell and the YM if you choose. But the three primaries for me are these three right here. I know some traders that'll trade crude oil, but crude oil can act a little weird off the open. But the truth of the matter is that you literally just need to understand how to play the opening range, and you can make a lot of money every single day. Okay. And we're going to talk about the statistics around this. We're going to talk about the statistics because most traders are failing because they're worried about being super smart, or they worry about having the best indicators, they have the best process or the best trend system or the best reversal system, or they have the best order flow tool or whatever the case. But then you get these new traders that come in and they're not basically, they don't have a lot of bad habits. I see a lot of times traders will come in that have less experience that do a whole lot better than those with lots of experience. And the reason is a lot of traders struggle with all this stuff right here, right? A lot of traders have all these problems going on when really all you need to do is draw a box on your chart, which we'll talk about, and then understand how to read this statistical chart over here with a little bit of data points, which we're going to talk about. And then once you understand that, then you are going to be off to the races. And we're going to talk about how to combine the two together. Now, this all started because I wanted to build a trading system for me in the trade room that helped a lot of traders have an income in a very quick period of time. We used to do this manually. In fact, I've traded this manually for a very, very long time. And once we started trading it manually and when we started really doing some damage, we realized that there was an opportunity for us to build something that ultimately um, could be really, really, really optimized for every type of trader. And so a lot of traders are new or experienced, and then there's a lot of traders that have a lot of experience. I truly believe that if you learn what we do, it doesn't matter where you come from, what you do, you are going to make a lot of money doing this, but you have to learn what it is and how we do it. Now, we've traded this system a lot. Like we've traded this system. The statistics on this system are through the roof. In fact, Jeff, I mean, you trade this every single day, Jeffrey, in the trading room, don't you? I
I
mean,
trade it every day and I post, those are my trades there that you're looking at. And I post them in the log every single day. And I usually take 2 to 4 of them, the Gold
yeah.
Cash Open and 2 or 3 of the New York Open trades.
Is this the current stats? Is this updated to your current number right now
No,
on the one and done?
not at all. That is going back a couple of months. They're even better now.
What are you at right now? Can you tell
Give
us?
give me a minute and I'll have to look at the percentage. I just have to open that up
Yeah, how
one
many
sec.
trades are you at right now? Because this image is outdated.
We're
This
actually
is
coming up to about 3,000 trades in the trade room that are
yeah, it's
posted. So
3,000 trades, not 1,000. Like this image is done, no, doesn't do the justice. We're at over 3,000, almost 3,000 trades. That's a lot of trades, guys. We stand behind what we do and we know what we're doing, and there's a lot of evidence to the things that we do. And 161 trades is not accurate. It's close. It's got to be over 200 and something now, which is the one and done. But we're going to see. I'm going to get Jeffrey to get us the information, your accurate numbers, because I do believe in stats and I do believe in accuracy. And I do believe that seeing is believing. And if you were literally just in the trading room, um, and you watched every single day, you would see that this is the real deal. This system is the real deal. And
okay, so
there's,
we are up to 2,859 trades, including today's trading.
okay,
And the one and done has is up to 485 trades
Jesus Christ.
because we didn't start that at the very beginning. We started that I think about 9, 10 months
485.
ago,
So you're at 485. Yeah. What's the
and
percentage?
85.15.
Jesus. 85%. So he's taken over 485 trades on the one and done since I released this system with an 85% hit rate. That's incredible. I'm telling you, this is the real deal, guys. This, out of all the strategies that we sell or that we build, if you do not own this software, you are in a world of hurt because it is something that can change your destiny. It is something that can change you as a prop trader. It can change your life if you understand what to do. Now, I've traded this. I've traded this manually. I've traded this in a very, very positive way. I've seen other traders trade it. I've successfully traded it. I've watched traders trade it. I've seen other people trade it. This is all before we built the tool. Like these are all just manual entries, just totally just taking the trades and just taking the software and just crushing it, right? Just manual entries and just doing what normally most traders do. They just trade the system, trade the software, and they just keep trading it, right? Like just tons of trading strategies. Then there's other traders trading it and they're placing trades and these guys are placing their system entries and their exits. And you watch traders trade it and you realize that you can. What I love is seeing other people do this because you don't need to be me or Jeffrey or Jim. You ultimately just need to know how to do this. And that's one of the things I love is that traders, that when we teach this, traders can take this in literally less than 24 hours be doing it. There's a lot of strategies out there that require you to learn a lot and that require you to have to do a lot. And you need to be the best, or you need to learn a lot, or you need to really understand all the mechanics and the rules. And oh my God, you need this plus that plus this just to get a signal in this condition with that condition. And how many of you guys are overwhelmed with the trading systems that you've seen? You need 25 rules just to make a decision. And to me, that's where the problem is. There's no way traders can focus on that many things. There's no way the traders can become consistent in that type of environment. Yeah, and then after that, you need a fair value gap, and then you need an SMC this, and you need that, and you need this. Yeah, and no, thank you. So we built a tool to ultimately automate the process, and we have an indicator and we have an algo. The nice thing about having the algo is that it's allowed us to test the efficiency of the indicator. It's allowed us to test the best settings of the software. And what this software does is it does two things. And the only difference between the indicator and the algo is the algo executes the trades manually for you, and it allows for us to backtest. But both do the same thing. There's a statistics box here on the left-hand side. You'll see here, right? There's this box here. And then there's the opening range box, which basically plots the opening range. Okay. Now, the goal is for you not to just trade the opening range. If all you did was trade the opening range, you would have no context about the opening range. And the reason this is super important is that not all opening ranges are created equal. Some days you're going to have an opening range that looks like this. Some days you're going to have an opening range that looks like this. Some days you're going to have an opening range that looks like this. And those are not created equal. In fact, these are three different scenarios, right? These are three different scenarios of how an opening range can play out. You can have small ranges, medium ranges, or large ranges. And how you play those ranges is everything. Okay. And we're going to go over this today. We're going to talk about it. We're going to go over how to trade it. I'm going to show you today's trades. We're going to talk about today and how it worked in today's market conditions, etc. Okay. And so what the box does here, okay, is it will tell you how to trade the opening range. And I'm going to show you what to do and what this does. Now, the software, it will automatically plot your opening range for you. It'll automatically plot your entry, your start, your stops, and your targets. So you don't have to do a thing. The only thing you need to do is plan your entries. And all you need to do, okay, is execute the trades and place your stops and targets. And if you use the algo, it does everything for you. So you don't actually have to do that. You can just let the algo do it for you. And so this is basically what it looks like. Now, let me kind of explain what we want to see. When I see an opening range, okay, when I see an opening range that says small, okay, or medium, okay, I will trade the breakout. So in this situation, it's a medium opening range. See that? So I will trade this breakout from the opening range. However, if this is large, okay, if this opening range is large and the box says it's a large opening range, I will let the opening range break out and then fade back inside. And I will trade the breakout inside and I will let it fade the opening range. We calculate all of the opening ranges and then we use a statistical tool that allows us to determine the size of the current open. And this will tell you the likelihood of your breakout working or not. And it'll also tell you whether or not you should have aggressive targets, big targets, small targets, etc. Not all opening ranges are created equal, and therefore you should not trade them equally. So the software here is going to tell you the current orb versus the statistical orb. So it'll tell you today's opening range right here versus all of the other ranges. So you'll see here that today, this is an example of 340 ticks when all of the other ranges were 250, which means that orb that day was very big, right? It was a big opening range. So then basically what that means is that normally all of the other opening ranges were like this, but in this regard, the opening ranges was a lot bigger. So it'll tell you that it's large, and therefore that you should not be just trading the breakout, because the breakout is going to most likely get you stopped out. And that is what really gives us power. And so you'll see here, like this opening range, right, is very, very large. This is a huge opening range. And if all you did was trade a breakout here without understanding that, there's many times where you're not going to get it. Now, let me explain this for a second. Okay. I'm going to go into a chart. And I'm going to show this to you. We're going to go into a chart. We're going to go and do this together. Okay. If you take a look, okay, today, the S&P, if you look at the opening range, the S&P was large. You see that? Large. And let me ask you a question. When this market broke outside here and right here, did it go very far? You tell me. Do you think it went very far? Dan says no. Anybody else? Like, take a look at this. This one here broke out here. Okay. And it went here. This one broke out, then back in. Broke out, then back in. Okay. This was a medium range. Okay. This was a large opening range. Down here, this was the medium range here. I have it on here. And then this one is for this one up here. I've applied the indicator twice. The reason I look at gold twice is there's a cash open and then there's the US open for gold. The difference is the US open was large. Opening range was large. The cash open was medium. See this? Smaller. This box was smaller than this box. Our stats will tell you this. Same thing with the S&P. It says large. In an instance, whenever I have an opportunity to trade a large orb, what I do is when I close outside of the orb, I wait for the market to close back inside of it. Because I have a very strong statistical expectancy that when the market fakes out the opening range, closes, traps all those traders, and then closes back inside, what the entry is actually on the close inside the opening range and fading it all the way back up to the opposing side of the opening range. In large ranges, that happens a lot. But most people don't know it's a large range. Most people don't know what the hell the size of an opening range should be. And so if you look, the stop loss and the target should have been here to here. And that was a monster trade off the S&P this morning. Right here, the entry was right there. The stop loss was right here. And push. And then what happened? It came back inside. It closed here. Your stop loss could have been put up here. And then basically you could trade it all the way back down. So what you do is when you have a large opening range, you fade the reversals in, and you will make a lot of money. When you have a medium or a small opening range, take a look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ had a medium opening range. And guess what? On a medium opening range, you trade the breakouts. And you ride that bad boy down. Because you're going to get follow through. The market's small. It can't stay in a small area. The market has to break out from small ranges to make a profit. Traders need to move this market this way or that way to make a profit. So unlike the S&P, the NASDAQ did a completely different scenario. If you look at gold, look at this. Gold came in here, the cash open. You had an opening range. The entry would have been right here as it traded through on that open. Your stop loss goes here. Boom, explosion to the upside. Massive. That's huge. Okay. But then you get to the cash open and take a look. The opening range is massive. And so therefore, this right here, your entry is on this here. Your stop loss is below here. And you'll ride that bad boy up. And then you can take a profit. And then when it comes back down, once it goes out and then it closes back in, your entry's right here. Your stop loss goes above the high. And basically you ride that bad boy back down. Both the S&P and gold did the exact same thing today on large ranges. And both the NASDAQ and gold on medium ranges did the exact same thing. Let's take a look at the Russell. Look at this. The Russell did the exact same thing. Look at the Russell on a large opening range. Sure, there was a breakout. Guess what the breakout did? Okay. The breakout closed right back inside. There's the entry. There's the stop loss. It pushed all the way up. Normally you're taking a target here and you're taking a target here. Now this didn't go all the way up, but it would have given you T1. And this is just, it works every day like this. Like if you go back and take a look at yesterday, take a look at yesterday. Now yesterday's stats box, I can tell you right now that's a large opening range. So that's a huge opening range. What did they do? It closed back inside. Close back inside, your stop loss goes below, you ride that bad boy up. Huge target. Okay. Let's go back and take a look at the day before, right? Take a look here. This is a medium size opening range. I can just tell by it. I just know these markets long enough. That's a medium size range. This broke down. It gave you T1 and T2 right here. Boom. So I would not trade an opening range without the stats box because I'm blind. I'm blind to it. There's no way you can trade this efficiently and just guess your opening ranges are not created equal. And ultimately, you can see this if you take a look at the NQ, take a look at this. Here, the opening range. This was a medium-sized opening range. And there's the entry, and it pushed all the way down for a target before coming back up. Here's the entry, pushed all the way up for a target. This is a medium-sized range. You would have taken targets on both sides, okay, just based off this range. Same thing down here. Let's take a look at here the next day. This is a medium-sized range. Breakout happens. This is the key, medium-sized ranges. This is the key of knowing the size of the range. Take a look at this. This is a small opening range. Small opening range gives you big targets. Breaks all the way through for 3 targets. Boom, boom, boom. On large opening ranges, right? On very, very large opening ranges, right? This one here, this is a medium opening range. Breakout happens all the way through, right? So my comfort level for you is very simple. You get up, you build a business plan around 3 markets. You get up, you trade the cash open on gold. You then come in and you trade the S&P and the NASDAQ. And you trade 3 setups a day. 3 trades a day keeps the doctor away. And you will have statistical edge on your side, understanding the size of the orb. If all you did was blindly trade the orb, well, you're guessing. And when you guess, you get crushed. Does this make sense? So that's pretty much it in terms of the information around the statistics. I'm going to grab this back here. 1 second. I have an ultra wide monitor, so I'm just changing the size of the take that in there. Here, just like this. Now, a lot of traders struggle with manual entries. And when you're a manual trader, you have a lot of interference with emotions, missing trades. Maybe you might, find it hard to execute, or you don't really backtest your strategy that much. So what we do is on strategies that make a lot of money and we have a reason to, we build algos. We build an algo because it gives us the foundation to systematically trade the system mechanically in a way that allows us to backtest and get the data. To this day, I still have never ever seen a strategy backtest more efficiently than the opening range. I have years of backtestable data. I have spent my life backtesting systems. For the last 10 years, all I've done is backtested systems. And I have never, in my history of my career, found a strategy that can compare with the opening range. Like, there isn't. There isn't. Until you, if you can prove me wrong, I will stand humbled in front of the world. I have years of data. I can't go back and get years of data on every other strategy. But because the opening range gives you one or two trades a day, I go back for years of data. And the one thing that I found to be true about the opening range is that it is always profitable long term, consistently profitable long term. Not all strategies that I've seen are profitable forever. I can promise you that the opening range will be a profitable strategy until I die. And that is something that is very hard to accomplish. It's one of the reasons why I believe everybody in the world is trading it. It's one of the reasons why we have traded it so much in our community. And I hope that after today, you will want to at least use the software to make yourself a more profitable trader. And if you don't want to trade manually, you can automate the system and you can set it up to trade automatically for you. Now, this is exactly what it looks like as an algo. It will execute for you. It'll draw the bucks and it'll take your trades. What's nice is that in the algo you can optimize the entry and you can see that sometimes what's nice about the algo is that the algo will tell you should you enter right at the edge of the break or should you enter with an offset. What's nice about the algo is the algo will tell you should I trade it on a 1 minute or a 5 minute or a 15 minute. An algo gives you data. And, we can trade it on the 1 minute opening range breakout using a 5 minute range. We can use 1 minute candles to get the entry, 1 minute candles to get the entry. And it just makes money. Like it prints money. Not all strategies are designed to do that, right? And this will take a strategy on both sides of the opening range. It's a setting. You can take the breakout up or you can break the breakout down. It just depends on what you want. You can put this on a 5 minute chart or a 1 minute chart. You can do that, right? Here's a great example of it breaking down. It executes on the close of the candle. You can also set the algo to execute as it breaks through so that you don't have to rely on a candle close. Depending on how you want to run the system, you can enter on bar close or you can enter on intra-bar analysis. And you can trade it on any time frame you want. You can trade it on any market you want. You can trade on any time frame you want. You have the flexibility to do that. You have the flexibility of setting multiple ranges in a day. Maybe you want to trade the opening range and then you want to trade a news breakout. You could do that too. I don't encourage that, but you could do that. That software can be set up this way, right? Here's a great example of a much bigger range where you could trade a 5 minute range. This is really cool. You could trade a 5 minute range. It'll give you the breakout on the 5 minute, but then you can set the 15 minute or the 30 minute orb and then take the breakout on the 30 minute trade. Some traders will trade the 5 minute and then they'll trade the 30 minute breakout. You can trade both. The software will let you set that up that way. Very, very sexy to be able to break that out. So that's why we call it the one and done and we don't call it the orb strategy because there's multiple orbs in a day depending on which time frame you look at, right? So here's just a great example of just other strategy entries and just the algo doing its thing. And what we do is we take the algo and we take the entry and then we plug it into the algo engine. We call this the algo engine. And the algo engine has one purpose. The algo engine is designed to tell me where I should put my entry, where I should put my stop loss, and where I should put my target. It tells me the time of day, which strategy entries make the most sense. Should I trade it on a 1 minute, a 5 minute, a 15 minute? That to me is data. Data makes me more money. I like having evidence. I don't like guessing. I don't like sitting here, maybe I'll do this, or maybe I'll do that, or maybe this works. That's all bullshit. That's bullshit that gets you stuck losing money. What you don't want is you don't want to be listening to the little monkey between the ears. You want to actually trade something that has statistical information that helps you. And you can literally do very, very well when you're using the right data. And we pride ourselves on that. And that's one of the reasons why we're able to produce alpha. We're able to produce strategies that generate lots of revenue, that make lots of money. This is the one and done since January 5th to now. These are entries. These are old images. This is an execution here that Jeff just sent me this morning. These are pictures that literally just happened. Like these are amazing images. Like this is the strategy taking entries every single day, right? It's incredible. David Kushner says, I trade the opening range every day. Do very well with it. Yeah, it's great. Take a look at this. Like that's the NQ. Like who doesn't want that? Jesus Christ. Like look at that. Like look at this. Look at this equity curve. Hello. Like who doesn't want that? Like that is incredible. Like if you're running a prop business, that's your answer. And what's really cool about the opening range is if you use 5 accounts or 10 accounts on a trade copier, you're not worrying about, oh my God, what strategy is it executing? You enter it on 5 accounts, you hit the target on 5 accounts. Like it's that simple. That's how you make a shitload of money. You don't make a lot of money trading random systems, not really making any money because you don't really trust the strategy. You make a boatload of money trading strategies that go up and to the right. That's how it's done right here. Trading this type of software that does this type of performance. How many of you guys agree that this is amazing? Like, how many of you guys would love to see your strategy do that? Yes? How many of you guys would love that to be you? That could happen. If you purchase this software, that's you tomorrow. Literally, you could trade this tomorrow morning and it can do that for you. It's not some hard sales pitch. This is literally what the software has been built to do. No, you do not need to re-optimize the opening range. You just plug it in and you set it up. We have a pre-built templates. That's one of the systems that you don't need to be mucking around with. I mean, there's not much you need to do about an opening range. That's the thing about the opening range is that it's not like other algos. Other algos, you need to be sitting there and you need to every week you need to change it or you need to adjust the settings or you need the opening range is probably the least amount of change. Yeah, once in a while you need to run a test and just make sure that you're on the right side of the system. But I mean, there's only 1 or 2 trades a day on the opening range. You know what I mean? You're not sitting there worrying about the trend or worrying about all the different things throughout the day. The algo doesn't do that. No, the algo takes the opening range breakout. The algo doesn't give you my secret sauce, Abraham, on when to fade the reversals. That is something that I do myself as a manual trader. That is something that I've developed as a very experienced trader. And yes, we will show you how to set up the algo. We will show you how to get it configured. We have an AMA, so our development team is going to run a private little workshop for all of the traders using it. You'll learn how to set it up. We'll do it all. Yeah. You can trade this on micros. You can trade this on minis. It's easy. And we'll set it all up for you. It's all pre-configured. Yeah, we have everything pre-configured. You don't have to worry about a thing. Absolutely. Super easy. How many of you guys are excited? Tell me a yes. I mean, come on. Like that is the most profitable strategy that you're going to trade this year. I can promise you this. It's going to be next to impossible to beat this system. I know this because I just know the data behind it. I know the data. I get excited about data. As a quant trader, I very seldom do I get excited. This strategy makes me excited. Yes. Mm. So Ravne says, if one doesn't have experience with futures or prop firms, can you use this algo? And yes, you can. There's not a lot of training that's involved with this. That's the thing. Like this strategy is designed to take you 2 trades a day maximum, and you don't need to do anything. Like if you're trading on a small account, you can use a micro. You don't need to trade minis. You don't need to trade a prop account. You could trade your own account on this. Absolutely. I truly believe that this system is built for beginners and experienced traders. And I do believe you should start with this. Like if you're a trader that is struggling, there is no reason why you should be trading a lot. You should be taking minimal trades and making high probability trades and trading this type of a strategy. Hands down. Because it executes every day, it's consistent every day. You're going to have statistics every day and you don't have to worry about it. You literally take a couple trades a day on each market. Depending on how many markets you trade, you could have a maximum of 2 trades a day on each market. One trade guaranteed every single day on each market. You guaranteed a trade every single day. It never does not take a trade. Make sense? Now, I'm going to go over pricing so that you guys can understand the discounts that we're providing. And then we can talk about how to get access to the strategy. Okay. So the indicator is just for manual trading. So we call it the one and done forecaster. It includes the software, all of the training, and we have a promo running now. It's $3.99. You just need to use this coupon. So just write this coupon down. Okay, right here. Right here. That's the coupon. If you want to get the indicator, it's $3.99, $400 down from a couple grand. It's super, super, super good discount for the indicator. Now, if you want the algo, it's $645. It comes with all the optimized templates, all the indicator settings, all the algo template settings, everything, documentation. Plus, there's an AMA, which we're going to be providing with a live training session with our team. And that's the coupon for the algo. Okay. So let me go back to the indicator now for a second. Just write this down. You can take a screenshot. The indicator, that's the coupon right there. I'm going to put this down here. That's the coupon for the indicator. That's the coupon for the indicator. And then this is the coupon for the algo. Right here. There you go. Jim's got it going on. Perfect. There's a link here. Jim can post the link again for you. We're running an AMA on Friday.
I think it's tomorrow, Sean.
Yeah, I don't know why it's Friday. Everybody does it to me on these things. Nobody
Gotta keep
ever
you on your
gets the
toes. Just
PPT.
make sure you're paying attention, you know?
Nobody ever gives me a PowerPoint that's error-free these days. It's not hard to proof the work, you know? Kills us. Always throwing us under the bus, these guys. AMA is tomorrow. Everybody, don't bite my head off, guys. So we're going to go over how to back test. We're going to go over how to use it. We're going to go over everything. Now I'm going to run a poll here, guys. Now I run these polls so that I can help you. So if you guys can do me a favor and just tell me if you guys are planning on purchasing the software or not, and I'll explain why. Because what this allows us to do is it allows us to help you. So if you could please tell me if you're planning on purchasing an indicator or an algo, put a yes in the poll because I need to be able to send the links and we want to make sure that our team can help you get up and running with the systems and the software. I want to make sure that we can help you guys with it. I want to make sure that we can help you guys get associated with the tool sets and then make sure that you guys get the links. So please put a yes if you're planning on getting the system or the software. If you don't put a yes, it's next to impossible to help you guys. Now, I understand that not everybody's ready to buy or not everybody's ready to purchase. That's fine. You don't have to put a yes. You can put a no. If you want to speak to sales, you can put your phone number in here, guys, and we can help you. And yeah, super easy.
And also for everybody, because there are a couple of questions, if you already own one of these, you will get the invite to tomorrow's training. We always give the training invites to everybody that's purchased the same product in the past.
Yep. So if you've already bought it, as Jeff just said, you'll be welcome to the training because we'd love to help you out. Absolutely. And if anybody here wants to come into the trading room, you can always request a free pass and always sign up for that and come watch Jeffrey trade it live. I mean, who doesn't want to see somebody trade this live every single day? Jeff, you'll trade it live tomorrow, yeah?
You bet.
Every day. That's rare. You know, it's rare for somebody to see a system being traded every single day like clockwork, right? Not very many companies do that. We do, right? It's amazing. No, you do not need tick data. I mean, we optimize with minute data. If you're entering on bar close, Alvaro, it's minute data. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You don't you if you want to use the software on NinjaTrader, you got to go to Arc AI. We have the software on NinjaTrader as well. You just got to email in, send an email in if you want to use. We have this tool built on NinjaTrader as well. You just have to email in and just request it. Yeah, make an attention to Jim and Ashley and say, I'd like to use the one and done on NinjaTrader, and you can buy it on the NinjaTrader. We have another company called Arc AI, and it only deals with indicators built for NinjaTrader, and it's built for NinjaTrader as well. So this is for Tickblaze, but if you want to use it on NinjaTrader, you can purchase the license on NinjaTrader. We have another company that has this product built on the NinjaTrader as well. Yeah, just send an email in because we need to be able to send you a private link. Yeah. We don't have it built on TradingView. No. Yeah, we don't really build indicators on TradingView. Perfect. The algo will automatically plan the target. It'll also tell you where the target should be. That's the whole point of the algo is it'll optimize best profit targets, best stop loss. Yeah. Can you guys put the email in for support so that our team so that they can email in? Yeah, support at Tickblaze. Jim, can you write John Feemy's email down? Please, John Feemy at Yahoo. That way we can send him the link for ARC. It probably will, Joe. We just don't know when. Yeah. It's not the same as the flip and rip algo. No, very different systems. One thing you'll find, Ravi, if this is your first webinar with us, is that we're very pro. We do a lot of webinars, hundreds a year, literally hundreds of webinars. You're going to be overwhelmed with the amount of software and trading that we do. We have an entire division, educators, traders, R&D specialists. What we do is there's nobody else like us. So we have hundreds of products, hundreds of systems, indicators, algorithms, big operations. So it's, you know what I mean? For us, trust me, you're going to see a lot. If this is your second webinar, you're in for a show, brother. Yeah. The AMA is tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. If everybody could do me a favor and put a yes in the chat box, if it's a yes, if it's a no, it's a no. If it's I'd like to speak to somebody, please put your phone number in. We'll give you a call right after the presentation. Fantastic. For a new trader, absolutely this, Ravi. Yeah. Flip and rip is great, but for more experienced traders, yeah. If you're looking at trading an algo, this is 10 times. Yeah, hands down. It's not that the flip and rip is not great. It's an amazing system. This is meant for everybody. I truly believe that everybody should trade this system. Like as a 10-year veteran of the markets, I only try to help traders make a lot of money. And this trumps everything. Like you should have, if you don't trade the opening range, you're sleeping under a rock. I mean, that's the reality. It's there every day. It's money on the table every day. If you know how to trade it every day, it's in your face. It'll trade every day because the market has to move from the open. So there's always movement. There's always profit to be made from the open. Most experienced traders know this. Yeah. Hands down. Great. Well, traders, I want to thank you guys for your time. I want to appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate you giving me time out of your day to do the presentation and joining us as the CEO of Tickblaze. My team and I are always here to help. And if you have any questions, shoot us an email. We'll pull the poll and we'll get all the resources. We'll follow up with everybody that's requested it. And yeah, I mean, you're in good hands with this system. This is a strategy that is worth trading. And like I said, we're here to help you. If you need us to log onto your computer, help you set it up, get you configured, whatever you need, our team's here to help you. We're just an email away. Take care, traders, and have a great day.